Welcome back. It's been a moment. It's been a moment since you were on the channel with us here.
It has, but I'm glad to be back, and I'm excited to jump right in it.
Hell yeah. No, I'm curious. Any games you've been playing lately?
Um,
Anything? Because I know you got a PS5 since the last time.
yeah, I got through the official channels too, which is like super surprising.
You didn't
Because
have to get it on
especially
eBay.
since yeah, no, exactly. Didn't have to pay an upcharge of like $300 from a person in the middle of the Middle East. Uh, But yeah, no, it was surprising just because it was like with Sony's announcement of them not making or making a million units less. I thought it'd be even harder to get one, but I signed up on their website, and not even 2 weeks later, I got the email.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
very glad that you were able to get that.
I'm super jazzed about it too.
So, any did you get any like major games? I know. Well, I think you mentioned to me that you had gotten Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah, I got Spider-Man Miles Morales. I bought Deathloop, but still haven't touched it yet.
Sure.
What else? Uh, let me look. Far Cry 6. I started playing that. I'm about a like sixth of the way through. I feel like, even though I'm already at a level 11, but that's just because I'm doing a bunch of side quests. And then I look at the rest of the map, and like the highest ranked area is rank 10. So I say that I'm playing the game the right way. Uh,
Awesome.
what else? Otherwise, I've just kind of been like playing some PlayStation 4
Oh yeah, forgot to warn Tyler about that. Really slipped my mind.
through a good chunk of them. Especially like Red Dead Redemption 2.
I bet that looks fantastic.
Which,
I have not put that into my PlayStation 5 yet.
oh my goodness, you should. It's
Now, do you have
amazing.
a
It's so beautiful.
now do you have a 4K TV hooked up to it as well, or no?
Yeah, I do.
Nice. So you're really getting the maximum
Oh yeah,
visual
no, like
fidelity out of it.
I bought the 4K when I still had the PlayStation 4, and I was like in hopes of getting a PlayStation 5, and so like I'm really glad that I pulled the trigger early on the TV.
Oh, what is this? Mrs. Dr. Oceanus just subscribed. Tier 1, thank you so much for that subscription. How you doing? First time chat as well. Well, if this is your first time here, my name's Sage. I got Tyler hanging out here,
What's up, guys?
and this being my fantastic co-host. And this is Rated M for Immaturity. We just play a whole bunch of games, and
Oh,
this brother-in-law here with the stealing your other half. Oh. Wait, who? I'm sorry. Do I know you? I don't recognize your username there. I might have to turn the game audio down just a little bit more too after the cutscene's over, just for us to be like totally clear. Dr. Oceanus. Oh my God! Thank you for the subscription, Mr. Dr. Oceanus. Very, very, very kind. I know who you are. Oh. I don't rec. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Well, again, thank you for the subscriptions. That is incredibly, incredibly kind. And I'm sorry, Tyler. Just not from Twitch. No, I totally got you now. I totally got you now. I do. How are you guys doing? Thank you for the follows and the subscriptions there. That's very kind. I get it now. I do. I promise I do. And then also, Tyler, I'm sorry if I'm not quite hearing you. I think I just got to turn the audio on, like the sound effects and stuff once the cutscene's over, because the game is really loud in my headphones. But how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Welcome in. This is the show. This is the stream. Okay. All right, Tyler, I should be able to hear you again.
Check 1, 2. Test.
Awesome. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you before we started is that in between levels, as it's like loading up the next area, the chat audio, it will cut out just for like a brief moment each time. So if like one of us is in the middle of talking and it just cuts to silence and you don't hear anything, nothing's wrong or broken. It's just as it loads up the next thing, it just does that. All right, sweet. Let's kill some zombies. So we're good, but really though, I'm stealing her. I'm sure she is very happy to be there for the evening. You want this game? It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun so far. Now, Tyler, you said you played this a little bit already, like just like a little bit.
Yeah. I played this twice, both times by myself, but like randos online.
Yeah, it really is one of those games that I think benefits from being able to talk to the other players and kind of have a certain amount of active like teamwork to it. Because like I also tried playing it with people I didn't know at one point, and I guess we have one other person that is in here. Well, that's okay. Let's see here. So if did you already know that you can get like all these like
Home sounds so good right now.
You know, you can get like grenades and healing packs from these kind of stick extra stuff into your different slots. So like I would advise at least getting like one sort of explosive, whether that's the grenade or the Molotov, or just having like at least one of those things. And then I always go with Holly because I get the best baseball bat with the nails in it. Because I'm just a sucker for that in a zombie game. Because how else are you going to have your peanut butter jelly time? We heard you streamed. We heard you streamed now, so I'm going to bother you all the damn time. Hey, be my guest. Be my guest. You are more than welcome to bother me whenever you would like. We do a lot of different games on here. There's about 8 different co-hosts that rotate in and out, so there's very different kinds of conversations and different kinds of energy depending on who is here. It can be very different. Like Tyler knows the Tuesday nights get raunchy.
You need permission slips if you're gonna join us on Tuesdays.
Yeah. Well, and like I think I'm curious now that you had been here for a number of the Tuesday nights, Tyler. Did you believe me when did you think we were going to be that raunchy when I said we got raunchy?
I mean, I can only assume as much coming from you, Sage, just from the vast amount of topics that you can cover in a single night, and then with both I mean, with everybody, it just kind of accentuates from there.
We're all horrible influences on each other. It just gets it just gets
You guys just
crazier and
gotta feed
crazier.
off of each other.
We do. I mean, at some point we're gonna do shows where there's not even necessarily a game playing, but we're just doing like a movie review, and we just have cameras set up, or just a pure podcast.
Oh, Jesus.
Get off me! Now you got to come over. Hey, I am super up for coming over to hang out. Absolutely. I've been told to show you the way. You know, part of me was hoping that when they did the Sonic 2 movie that they would actually put the Ugandan Knuckles meme in the movie instead of regular Knuckles. No, I know they wouldn't, but that's what I wanted to see. I mean, it's not going to be it's not probably going to be a very good movie anyway. So, like, why not just get weird with it? Or just get weird.
Just like full send, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know what's funny is that when I first saw that meme and I heard that, I was like, oh, that seems like a bunch of people on the internet. You should come over and learn to way. I will come over and learn to way. But like when I first saw the meme, I was like, that seems like maybe racist. But then when I looked into it and I was like, oh no, these are actually like Nigerian people doing this meme, and it's like their favorite thing, right? Like at least on the internet over there. Like I even saw I saw at least one. It was like a giant graffiti mural, like in Uganda, that like a Ugandan graffiti artist had made of Ugandan Knuckles. I didn't realize it went so deep culturally, but apparently Ugandan Knuckles does.
Need this.
Huh. Who would have known?
Who would have known?
I guess like coming from I don't know, I mean at like face value, it doesn't look like much.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You wouldn't. Yes, actually, I do have a Discord. Oh God. Get off me. What is happening? Get the fuck out of here.
That on? No. What is going on? Okay.
Oh yeah, I do have a Discord. I do. I have a Discord server for this channel actually, which Tyler, I don't know if I ever mentioned that to you actually. But there is a Discord for this channel. Oh, okay. Hey, bot saved you.
Thank you, Christine.
Yeah, we have a rated M for iMmaturity Discord server, and yeah, I would be totally up to join in. I'm not super active on Discord, honestly. But I try and look at it at least some of the time.
Ladders, my old nemesis, as I break both legs falling off the side of it.
Next, you're gonna step on a rake. Okay, you know what though? I legitimately, I had a coworker who actually one time stepped on a rake and got hit in the face with it, and another time slipped on a banana peel in a walk-in freezer at a job.
No,
Both of those things.
That is not true.
The same person. Both of those cartoon supervillain things.
Holy shit, okay, but how does that even happen? How do you, how are you that,
I just assume the universe is just against you at that point.
Oh, it's the universe's fault, not theirs, okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't happen to me. I'm not trying to make any excuse for myself. I'm just saying, like, reality has something against you. If literally the things that happen to cartoon, like Hanna-Barbera supervillains, if like the things that happen to Dick Dastardly are happening to you in your real, like, life and reality, something is going on with the universe.
I am so sorry that I scared those birds. I did not think anything would actually happen.
That's okay. For all streaming questions, really supportive comment of awesome people. Okay, sweet. I will save all of these links and kind of go back in and look at all those as soon as our stream is done tonight. I will go check out all these Discord servers. See, this is a PG-13 Discord, but it's a nice hub for all streaming questions, and it's a really supportive comment for awesome people. Cool.
The stream is done tonight. That is the Zoomers version of the line sleeps tonight.
When the stream is done tonight, a wimbo way, a wimbo way, a wimbo way. Oh, man.
Oh, they can climb.
They can climb. These zombies are slightly more capable than your typical stupid slow zombie. We've come a long way from the days of Romero. Well, I mean, a lot of these zombie types are, for the most part, they're essentially the same.
Oh shit, sorry guys.
It's okay. It's essentially the same thing as, oh, sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought there. Sorry, it's the same types and stuff, essentially, as Left 4 Dead, right? Like, it's very, very similar.
Wait, no, this isn't made by this. This isn't made
by
Valve?
It's made by the same people, but they essentially, because Valve wouldn't make a Left 4 Dead 3 or allow them to make a Left 4 Dead 3, they went and formed their own studio, and then they were like, all right, let's just make Left 4 Dead 3 and give it a different name. I mean, literally, I think they're back for Valve's blood, honestly, if the title means anything. Like, who else's blood are they back for? And we're getting into a safe room. There we go. And that's the first area. Now, there is a spot, too, which I guess I'm the only one actually streaming the gameplay at the moment, but there's a little bit of an obnoxious part of this game that has licensed music playing during a sequence where I just literally have to turn all the audio level off. Just during, I mean, like, I can still hear chat, but, like, I just have to turn the game audio off to not get a copyright strike on my Twitch channel, which is a little annoying, but...
That's rough.
See, this one is more mature and is also my main community that I'm very involved in. Awesome. Well, I will check those out. I will totally check those out. I will enter into those for sure. Well, so Tyler, of the PS5 games that you have played, anything in particular that, yeah. And this is where the audio drops out. Give it a few seconds. Tyler, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Cool. All right. Same thing. That's just going to keep happening every level. But so of the PS5 games you have gotten to play, Tyler, like, have you had a favorite? Have you had anything that's just like really kind of blown your mind, or been just like, wow, this just isn't kind of incredible?
I mean, just like the ray tracing in Miles Morales. I mean, just seeing that in general is just really fun.
The reflections in all the windows.
Yeah, exactly. What else? I started playing Skyrim for PlayStation 5 because, you know, we need another iteration of that.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't even really like the first one that much. It's just funny to watch Bethesda just re-release the same game for because that came out in what, 2011?
Yeah, no, it's Bethesda's version of GTA 5.
Yeah, the same thing. What's that? Have you seen the meme of it's Jimmy Neutron, right? And it's, you've been showing GTA 5, or you could say Skyrim instead, for the last 7 show and tells. Are you gonna bring something else in? Are you gonna bring?
That's awesome.
It's just like, I don't know. Like, I mean, they made at least Rockstar made Red Dead 2. But even then, it's like, man, are you really only going to put one game out every decade? Like, is that? I mean, like, I guess if the games are like really great, like, fine. I'm willing to wait for quality, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know. A decade just seems like longer than necessary. Like, I mean, maybe you don't animate the horse's testicles shrinking in cold weather, and maybe the game comes out a year sooner because of that. I don't know.
But the testicle physics is the most important part of the game.
Is it? I bet somebody missed their kid's birthday to do that.
Tell whether the horse is a boy or girl.
Oh god, that's a big one.
Does this make mistake? Fucking,
Oh god.
to make this boyfriend, just the truth? No, I'm not gonna take that. I need to look at the horse physically on whether or not it's a boy or girl. That's how I will go.
Well, I guess here's my question for you, because Alex actually brought this up one of the times I was talking about this. Do you think that it's somebody was forced to do that, or do you think there was a weirdo in the office who was like, "Hey, guys, I'm gonna stay at work over the weekend while you guys go home, because it's important to me that this is there, and nothing weird is happening in the office while I'm alone, but just no, don't come in." Like, do you think there was a weirdo who was like, all right, let me make sure these horse balls are up to date, or was the developer making someone, was the developer forcing someone to like do that? I don't know. I can't help but wonder.
I just way too much time in phone. Also, did anybody else, wait, did you hear somebody laugh as well, or was that just...
See that?
Sorry. There are a couple of other players that are in here with us. I did not do a private match when I booted us up. So there are a couple of other players in here with us.
Oh yeah, I'm a random player.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay.
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going insane.
No, Tyler, I don't hear anybody. I think you might be having a stroke or some sort of brain aneurysm.
The gaslighting starts. But I'd say there's probably there's a few weird horse boys in the office at Rockstar. I would just say.
Probably. I mean, they got an office in the Czech Republic, right? Like that happens there.
Oh, dude.
No, I don't know. It just, I really did like Red Dead 2, but, at the same time, doesn't it at times feel like you didn't have to do every single one of these little things? Like this game could have been just a little bit smaller and still, everyone would have still sung its great it was. And maybe a few more people would have not had to do.
I mean, yeah, but that's kind of not neither here nor there now, is it?
I mean, it's the game. It's in the past, so whatever. I guess.
This great game with her testicles that grow and shrink for our. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, let's just say Rockstar is probably breathing somewhat of a sigh of relief that Activision is taking any negative, anything that they have done. I mean, can you imagine EA just wiping the sweat off their forehead? Like, thank God everybody is hating someone else right now.
Oh my God, and just like that, I'm in the middle, oh yeah, I'm dead.
Oh shit. I'm making my way to you.
I didn't realize how far I was away from everybody. That's my fault.
What?
Reloading. Some assistance would be appreciated. I've got your back.
But I don't know if you remember this, but EA won Worst Company the year of the BP oil spill.
What?
Just generally in people just around the world voted EA as the worst company because they hate EA so much.
Really?
The same year that the BP oil spill happened, people were like, yeah, that's pretty horrible, but also fuck EA. Like, they still were more upset about EA than than that, like,
I did not
ultimately.
know that.
Yeah, that was, we were both probably in high school when that happened.
That makes sense.
It was quite some time ago. Oh, get out of my face.
Say, Dottie.
Oh.
Bash some heads. Watch me.
Neat, love it.
One criticism I will level at this game, though, is that, like, after you've played even just a couple of hours, some of the, like, kind of side comments from the characters of, like, they're just, you know, mid-game voice acting.
Definitely.
Yeah, it gets
Oh, yeah.
they get repetitive, and they're just not. There's just, I mean, this game is not about the story. This game's not about story at all. It is just about bashing zombies'
Oh, no.
heads in. So, like, fine, you don't have to have particularly interesting characters for that. But maybe just don't have them repeat their lines as frequently. Then, you know.
Exactly. Just like let a few more. Like you're able to do that. Come on.
Or, you know, even if it is a multiplayer game, maybe you put in, like, some extra effort and, like, actually make some surprisingly good characters, despite the fact that, you know, that you don't have to. And then it comes off as, like, really impressive when the characters are actually, like, shockingly interesting.
I've got you.
There we are.
Thanks.
Well, and especially like when you're playing a game that requires teamwork, and let's say you got people in chat, you know, like you can just talk to each other instead of having the like generic characters talk to each other. I like that. That to me, I don't know. It's just, it's not a major thing. It's not like it doesn't ruin the game at all. It's a minor criticism ultimately. I just think that, you know, there's just a little tweaks thing and improvements that you could be getting done, you know. And who knows, maybe they'll update that as the game continues to, because this is a kind of a live service game in some way. Like, it's gonna keep getting updates. Like, there's like a $40 season pass that's gonna have like 2 whole, I think, like additional campaigns to it. Like, they're gonna they're gonna like keep this game going for a while. And I mean, like, I'm playing this on PlayStation. I purchased the full game. But like, let's say you do have an Xbox, you get an Xbox Game Pass, you get this game for free. Then you only pay $40 for the season pass. You only spent $40 on the game. And you're getting all the additional content for that. So, like, they're very smart about how they've done this, and the fact that this has full crossplay. Like, I'm really happy that more and more games seem to be having proper crossplay to them.
Very cool.
Got a site here. Got a stock.
It's like the more we could just like kind of put aside, you know, any sort of like console war bullshit and just be like, well, let's just enjoy video games and not fight about like which slightly different colored box is better.
Come on, we're a team. Let's stick together and act like one.
Come on, we're a team. I haven't heard that 8 million times.
Never say die.
Ooh, sorry, what'd you say?
Duties never say die.
See, that would be a slightly more original piece of dialogue for this game.
Oh geez, that's not so good.
Oh, oh, oh. Oh, are we just going to the safe room now? Alright, cool. And then so one new enemy type that is in this game that was not in the original Left 4 Dead, at least I believe I'm remembering this correctly, but there are some zombies you'll occasionally come across that are on they're like on the ceiling, and they're like dormant. It's like they're sleeping almost. And
Yeah, no, I know what
you saw
you're
those?
talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, and I thought those were like kind of a cool, slightly different audio. I was about to cut out. Hey, 3383.
636,000.
Well, that's interesting that it registered some people as like how many kills you got, and then some people as how much damage you caused, and that's an interesting thing to me because that's, I guess it was just whoever did the most of each thing. I don't know. Oh, hey, no worries, no worries. You guys you having a good time over there?
Are you talking to chat or me?
Oh, to the chat, to the chat. But I mean, also, are you enjoying this game? I mean, what now that you actually are playing with people in a chat that you can more directly communicate with?
Oh yeah, no, I'd say that I'm having a pretty good time.
Like it's kind of mindless, but it's killing zombies.
Yeah,
I
no,
think it
this
works.
is everything that I wanted out of this game.
Sure, right. You were looking for like a deep narrative about the human experience that would like make you cry and laugh and think about your existential place in the universe. That's just not what you're looking for in a game like this.
Yeah, if I wanted that, I'd play Last of Us Part 2.
Hey, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon we can share a drink. Lately, the trouble has been I work on the weekends. I don't know what your work schedule is, but that has made it hard to plan things with some of my friends, for sure. But
Well, as a bartender, I work on weekends as well, so that's
well,
not a new problem
you and
for
me. Yeah, not for you and me. No, not at all. Not at all. Definitely not for us. All right, let's see. Ready here. Okay, still got my Molotov. But hey, we can share a drink, man. We can share a drink. Anytime that that my work schedule just doesn't happen to get in the way. That's really all it is. Let's see. Firepower plus 15. The range is lower. Handling, mobility. Let's try it. Let's go for it. Let's see what we can do with this. Accuracy could be a little better. Do we have a health? Yeah, no, we don't have a health kit. Let's definitely get one of those. All right. Okay, I feel like is it just me or does it seem like a laser sight on a shotgun just is really pointless? Does that not just seem?
Because you want to be able to shoot it from the hip.
Well, like, I like no one's looking down the sights on a shotgun, right? Like that. Like, I mean, like I am because I can because the feature is here. So like, yes, I'm going to use it, but it just doesn't seem like something that needs to be there or something that would be all that practical, you know?
I mean, no, like it's a scattergun. I mean, assuming that you have fucking bird trap in there and not buck,
Right.
like you're gonna want that because it's already spread anyway.
Right.
I mean, I'm no gun nut or gun expert, so like I have no actual clue with whether or not.
Yeah. I just meant in the.
But
I just was thinking more in the fictional context of fighting zombies, more than any. Right? Like the Matt seemed like, do you really need to like a scope for a shotgun if you're fighting zombies specifically in like a fictional scenario? With the real one, I don't know. That might be slightly different, but I don't need to heal myself.
yeah, I do.
Do you need to Oh.
Yep, no, that's not what I wanted. Did somebody? Okay, no. There we go.
Whoop.
Did you see that?
But hey, wait, but no, Mr. D. Oceanus, we can 100% plan sometime to have a drink. Seriously, I promise we will make that happen. Oh, Infamous Zuri is here. Hello, how you doing tonight, Infamous Zuri? Thank you for coming to hang out with us. Oh, I think I just heard the Predator. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Pistol. I don't know if anyone
Doing well as well. I'm doing pretty good. Just bashing some zombies. Just speaking my stream of consciousness and bashing some zombies. I'm just thinking of stuff, video game stuff for the stream, but did you see a bunch of the Game Awards announcements, Tyler?
No, I haven't.
So, there were a couple things that caught my attention. Did you ever play Monolith's Shadow of Mordor? Or Shadow of War games?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so that developer is making a Wonder Woman game.
What?
That developer specifically, and that will be the next game to use that like crazy Nemesis system where it like randomly creates like the enemies on the spot, right? So like all those orcs. I'm thinking it's the Greek creatures, like the centaurs and the gorgons and the satyrs and like those are the things that'll have those randomly generated names and personalities and stuff. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think if you're going to do Wonder Woman as a video game, you need to root it in, like God of War. You need to root it, like, really hard into the Norse, or into the Greek mythology. Now, I don't know. Maybe it'll suck, and maybe that's not what they'll do. But I've been pretty happy with their track record so far. Monolith is... I mean, it's been a while since they put a game out.
But like,
So.
I feel like that's just such like a ballsy budget, especially with Wonder Woman.
Well, I mean, and
nothing.
no one's ever done it before.
Really known about. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully it works out. I think it's honestly like I think the lack of superhero games like is honestly kind of sad. Like there's so much that you could draw from, and we've kind of only gotten like good Batman and Spider-Man games.
That's very true.
I mean, like I really like those games, but like even Superman has just like no one has been able to figure that out yet, and I just don't think it should be that hard, you know. I mean, you know, don't have him fly through an endless series of rings is step one. Did you play that as a kid? Did you ever play that game as a kid?
I never did, but I've
was
countless videos of it, and I'm just like, how is this fun to anybody?
It wasn't. No, it was like the day it came out, people were like, "This is like the worst piece of shit anyone's ever made."
It's like teaching Stockholm it's like teaching Stockholm syndrome to kids.
Yeah. Well, it's just like it wasn't E.T. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't think it was E.T.
It's insane. I would say it's the same like ballpark.
Hey, no name's here. No name, you joining in? Awesome. Hey, no name. Yeah, we're just blazing through some of the first act again. But yeah, awesome. Yeah. Get on in here. God, I really could not say that, could I? But like, I don't think it would be too hard to do a Wonder Woman game. Just look at God of War. Look at those Lord of the Rings games. kind of mash those together a little bit. It's, you know, just an action game where you fight Greek monsters. We've had that before, even if we haven't had a Wonder Woman game before.
I just feel like when it comes to like games, especially when it's based on like comic books, you need that familiarity.
Oh yeah, you need people working on, especially like for like the story. You need people that like really are familiar with the source material. I mean, like I think. Oh hey, No Name. Hey, you're in here. How you doing?
I'm back.
Welcome back in.
Doing well.
We haven't played Back for Blood in general in a while.
Right. And I haven't played it since October, I think.
Just the last
So
time
I've
we
been
did a stream.
playing- What have I been?
And we finally, we said we were going to do
I've been
this.
playing a ton of Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. Well, we said we were going to do this too, like a while ago. And then Tyler got a PS5 and got the game, and now we got our 3-person crew. And I, you know, we also have another streamer, Chris Forer, not right now, but perhaps at some point. That's also, that'd be a solid 4-person team that we could do if Chris is ever available at the same time.
That'd be cool.
Hey, Craig, I'll shout him out for anybody in the chat, but Chris Forer is another cool streamer doing cool stuff if you want to go check him out. He is another cool person to follow. We were just talking about some of the announcements that were at the Game Awards, which I wasn't sure. No Name, did you go back and see like? Because I know you saw a few over here before you left that night, but did you see everything?
I was watching the updates on not Kotaku. Anyway, one of the gaming news sites.
Right.
Oh, I'm down.
Where are
It
you?
was definitely being too cavalier. Here.
Jesus. Okay, I was having a hard time figuring out where you actually were. The only game that I brought up so far was the Wonder Woman one.
Oh yeah, I haven't really thought about that much.
And they also showed
The
nothing.
Star Trek one is what I'm the most excited about, obviously.
Yeah, well, so
Star Trek nerd I am.
right. Well, and then Tyler, you said you didn't. Tyler said he didn't really see much of the announcement. So that's another one. There's a Star Trek game being done by
former Telltale.
Yeah, for some former Telltale developers.
Ooh.
And I think
Story control in the Star Trek universe, which will be cool.
yeah. Well, I think the thing
they've really given up much.
exactly. I think that they've tried Star Trek games a number of times, but it's always too focused on trying to be like a shooter or an action game. I'm like, if you want to do a good Star Trek story, you need to do something like the Telltale. Maybe you could have a little action in there, but you need to do something like the Telltale games and have a very, very narrative-heavy focus if that's going to work. How could you possibly?
Star Citizen, or not Star Citizen, but
You mean the game never coming out?
StarCraft or
Oh sure.
what's that other game? Eve.
Oh yeah, like Eve Online. Yeah, I mean you could do something like that where it's more of like kind of a evolving like universe kind of a thing.
Yeah, and they have done the.
Is there like an online Star Trek Online? Yeah. Oh, there is an MMO. Okay. Well, but you can do your MMO, but like if you want to do like a game that's like I don't know your standard 12-hour kind of linear game, don't make it a shooter. Or like if you want to have a little shooting
game at all, honestly. Yeah.
An MMO, I think, is like that's a good choice, Tyler. I agree with what you said about doing something more like EVE Online, because then you can do like a bunch of different stuff all in one giant game that never ends, and like then you can have action.
Bring in, old voice actors and stuff.
Yeah, guest appearances and whatnot. I totally agree. That's a good way to do it.
They could also do one like it'd be cool to see one more like, what's the really exploring focused one, and you're just like spawning a random.
Oh,
point
is it no?
in
You thinking of No
space.
Man's Sky?
Yes, No
Yeah.
Man's Sky.
Ooh, no, that's
Cool
got
to
to
see
do with
one kind of
adventure.
like that, where you're, sort of bringing the Federation out to space or whatever.
One, it's
I mean,
they're supposed to be explorers, right? So like,
Yeah.
no, I absolutely could see that being a cool format for it too. Let's see. What else did they announce? Well, Alan Wake 2 was like my biggest
Yeah.
one for sure. That I was just like, oh shit, finally. I mean, we knew it was
Yeah.
happening. It wasn't exactly like this amazingly well kept secret or anything. But like to have that confirmation is really cool. And on top of that,
4,000 damage inflicted.
nice. I think the audio is about to cut out as we transition.
Oh yeah.
I'm afraid to start saying anything. Yep. See, there it is. There it is. And we should be back. Alan Wake 2 is going to be rated M.
Obviously.
The first one was not. The first one was rated T.
Really?
It's a.
Oh, yeah, I remember, yeah.
And the first one is designated a psychological action thriller. The second one is going to be a survival horror game, like an actual survival horror game. So it's gonna be darker. It's going to go much darker, I think, with things than the first one, and it makes sense because Control was M-rated, and Control did start to set up an even darker kind of rendition of Alan Wake and all of that stuff. That wasn't like the first Alan Wake was supposed to be a open world game too. I don't know if you knew that. They were developing it to be open world originally, and what's interesting is in the levels where you are kind of running around the town, a little like in like chapter 5 of the main game, there is actually like it's like almost weird for such a linear game just how much of the town they like have all mapped out and designed. But that's because it's leftover assets from like a different iteration of the game. What it seems like is that the second one, they're going, in terms of like gameplay, I mean, the story obviously is going to be a different story than what the original was intended to be. Because I think the original essentially got to be the story they wanted with maybe just a few things they had to cut out. But the second one is going to be, in terms of gameplay, what they wanted to make originally. I think this one's going to be kind of open world. Possibly even almost like a Silent Hill going in between you have your Bright Falls and your real cities, and then you have, you like a town or something that is taking place in the weird kind of dark place reality. Because the interesting thing in that little teaser trailer, you could actually see a neon sign real far in the background for the Ocean View Motel. You remember the Ocean View Motel in Control? You pull the switch cord a couple times, and you'd use it to like travel through realities. Yeah. So that's in there. You could see that in there, in that trailer. Like that, it is a universe, right? Like Control is gonna matter, I think, to Alan Wake 2. I really think it's going to. How much exactly? I don't know if it probably won't be required, like, but there will be much, just like the Marvel films, right? Like if you don't have to watch all of them to know what's going on in every movie. A lot of them do stand on their own, but there is a greater understanding and appreciation for the ongoing kind of meta narrative of the universe if you have seen all of them, you know. And I think it's going to be like that, where it's you don't have to have played Control to enjoy Alan Wake 2, but it will help. All right, peanut butter jelly time. Get out of here. Fuck off. Wow, they just keep fucking coming.
Thanks, Mom. Huh.
Whew.
Already just saying that.
There we go. Jesus. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember what else got announced. I know there was a decent number of things. Here's a small thing, Tyler. I would encourage you to check it out. It's probably only 15 minutes, but it's free on the PlayStation Store. It's for the next gen. Yep, the Matrix thing. Did you already see that?
I did see it, but I haven't downloaded it yet.
It's really short. You can delete it again after you look at it, but it is just a really impressive graphical display of what Unreal Engine 5 is capable of. There are some shots in there where the in-game character models do kind of look real. Just for a few seconds where it's like, wait a minute, is that legit or no? No, it's not. Is it? There are moments where you're like, hold on. Is that a real person or is that the game model? It's just a short little tech demo thing, but I do encourage just checking it out just because it is impressive.
Did I see Jada Pinkett Smith in the screenshot, or was that just some rando?
In the trailer for the you're saying Jada Pinkett Smith in the trailer for the movie or in the game demo?
In the game demo.
That is that's somebody else. I don't even think that. I don't know who that is, honestly. She seems to just be a little because you do play that tech demo a little bit, not much, but you do play it just a little. And you basically play as her, just shooting at other cars as the agents come after you. So I think it's just a character model they just kind of made up for that demo, or for the sake of that. Maybe even it's a character that is from the new movie, and I just don't know who it is yet.
Okay.
Speaking of Jada Pinkett Smith in The Matrix, though, did you see her in the trailer for the new movie?
No, I didn't.
Oh man. Okay. Do you remember in in the movie Prometheus, how they put Guy Pearce in that really, really bad looking old man makeup? And it looked super fake. It just looked super fake. That's what they did to Jada Pinkett Smith in this new Matrix movie. She looks awful. The makeup they put on her, it does not look good. I was like, and you didn't have to do her like that. You guys, you did not have to put her in that kind of makeup. You could have done a way better job. She looks like the crazy cat lady from The Simpsons. She's gonna pull cats out of a bag and start throwing them at you.
This'll do nicely.
Awful.
I'm just you guys, come on, you VFX artists or makeup artists or whoever worked on that.
Oh, I didn't realize I was muted.
Oh, were you muted? Oh, whoops.
I think I dropped the bomb at some point when I went down. Oh, okay, someone's got it.
Okay, cool. It's funny when me and Tim are streaming Dark Souls stuff. 'Cause Tim is the Souls correspondent for the channel. He mutes himself constantly on accident, and I'll ask him a question, and I'll just be 30 seconds of silence, and I'll be like, Tim, did you mute yourself again? He's like, yep, I was talking that entire time. Just all the time. It's hilarious, honestly. Because I don't know how. I mean, the button's on like the back of the headset. He has the same headset I do. I don't know how he presses that button all
Yeah, my
constantly.
button's on the back too, but like half the time it's like I'm taking a drink or something, but then I totally
Sure.
forget I did it. Oh, come on. Get through here, because I gotta get down and get my toolkit. Okay, we're good.
Cover me. Reloading.
Oh,
Thanks, Mom. Huh. Feel better already just saying that.
all right.
Good job, everybody.
Woo! We did it. I do think we're going to be coming up on the that jukebox level pretty soon. I think.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the near future. I don't know.
I think it's maybe the end of the next one.
Into the next one. And now let me see here.
Or maybe it's the start of the run. I can't remember.
I like need to refresh my memory of like the stuff that got announced.
Sonic game.
Is there any like chance? Do we think that there's any chance that's good?
I didn't see it was good. I said it was announced.
That's true.
Kill the Justice League, I should say.
I don't think that the Suicide Squad game looks very good.
I was dubious about it as well. It just looked.
What did Tyler say? He'd be right back. Did I miss that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay, the Suicide Squad. Here's my thing. It looked like they just made every character a generic third-person shooter, and just it looks more like this than it should. Like it looks more like a Back for Blood than it should. That it should not look even remotely similar to a game like this. The Suicide Squad should be tailoring the gameplay styles to what those characters.
I was gonna say, there's a couple of characters where it would look like this.
Well, Deadshot makes sense.
Right.
Even
but for most
even Harley Quinn, maybe.
like even I was gonna say even Captain Cold's guns.
Okay, as far as I know,
I mean, I don't know who all has been in Suicide Squad, but
I mean, there's been a ton of characters, but
everyone is fair game for a new game too.
well, from what I understand, this is like a multiplayer thing, but it's also just like a story mode where it's like a story-based game. Like it's supposed to be a game with a campaign where you there's like this is being made by Rocksteady, right? The people,
multiplayer.
But it's also multiplayer, and it's giving me. I'm seeing shades of the Avengers game.
Yeah, I mean
That's
that's kind of what
concerning.
I was thinking too. Is that what it will end up being? I mean, it could do that, but better.
Maybe it does. Maybe it does that, but then
I
it
think
works.
that there are good concepts
Possibly.
in the idea of a multiplayer game, but the story in that one is all single player, and then the multiplayer stuff is mostly just like not story. It's just like sort of side.
It's just
story
grindy. It's just grindy
and
based
yeah, just
multiplayer crap. And the audio. Sorry. Are we back?
Yep.
Cool. All right, awesome. Yeah, let's see. Let's do that. But yeah, sorry. What were you saying? No name. You got cut off there.
Yeah, Yeah, I realized that halfway through the break again. Every time I'm
I
talking through
know.
that.
Every time.
The let's see.
The Suicide Squad game
They
has
somehow managed
shades
to
of
do that
Avengers.
without capturing the fun that like Destiny had. I had fun with Destiny playing with friends at first, but it slowly fell off. I slowly got bored of it because it ended up feeling grindy, and Avengers felt grindy almost immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
They
Well,
like
and
jumped to the bad part.
right. And I'm really worried that that's what the Suicide Squad game just is gonna
Yeah,
be.
I would not be surprised.
Like Tyler, did you see any of that any of the Suicide Squad gameplay that they showed recently?
A little bit of it, and like, yeah, I feel like we're always gonna say that superhero games are going to have a shade of Avengers, like just from looking at it until we ourselves get to actually to like handle it.
I
Um,
agree with that. I agree with that.
and like as like precautious as we can be, like I don't know, like I feel like
Nobody
since
left behind.
like Guardians of the Galaxy did really fucking well, but that's just because no
True.
one had any like standard for it whatsoever, just because we
True.
didn't have any idea of how it handled like of how it
And there's never
handled.
been a Guardians game before too, so it was especially like a
Yeah,
unique new thing. Like no one
I
had done
mean,
that franchise before.
true, but we we know what how bad superhero games can be because of the
Avengers.
Avengers, and so everybody
yeah.
with that still
Avengers.
fresh and everybody's yeah, exactly, with everybody's mind still fresh from that, like it's hard not to give a an assumption
Yeah.
that is that.
True.
But
True.
then everyone's assumptions and initial ideas were blown out of the water because it turned out, hey, they did a lot of things really right in the Guardians games.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I mean, I
absolutely.
personally
That one's
really,
really
really
fun.
liked it. I thought it was great. My thing with the Suicide Squad, though, is that I feel like after getting to see like a more
Ugh,
extended amount of gameplay, it
me
like
too.
there are some things that are just really basic that just don't make sense to me as someone that knows these characters in different variations of them too, where they're not always the same, and yet these versions just like King Shark was the one in particular that really kind of got on my nerves. Why is King Shark play like a third person shooter? Right, like you're kind
Yeah,
of taking characters that shouldn't be shooter game characters and kind of forcing them into a shooter game mold, and that's what really kind of put me off in that gameplay trailer. It wasn't even just that it was multiplayer; it was more like, well, but if you're gonna make a Suicide Squad game and make it multiplayer, I feel like the characters should all
the characters should be different.
they should be different, and they should have like the gameplay should be based around their superpower. Like that's part of why I say Batman Arkham or Spider-Man or the Guardians game works, is because they picked a single character in each of those games. You play as a single character, and you customize a moveset and series of upgrades and leveling system all around one character, and really flesh out what one character should feel like. Now, Avenger, not that you can't do multiplayer. I'm not saying you can't, but with the Suicide Squad, it does feel like they were like, well, we don't want to program, four completely different gameplay styles, so let's all just give all four of them guns. Is kind of what it felt like to
Yeah,
me. And it's not even it does
You
it's
do
an
bring up a good
almost
point.
it's not even that it looks like the Avengers game. It almost looks more like something like Back for Blood. And me liking Back for Blood, I still say that's not what Suicide Squad should be. And I am, I am basing this. This is my reaction to that gameplay trailer. That is not necessarily going to be my reaction to the full game. Like when the full game comes out, I could have a very different reading on it. These are just the thoughts that trailer gave me. Is all.
Checking the car.
I am totally willing to give the game itself a chance, like when it actually releases. Because that trailer could... Sometimes trailers are not good trailers. Sometimes trailers are misrepresentative of final products. In both good and bad ways. Like sometimes something looks awesome and then it's like, that was not... that was not awesome. I remember working... Me and Tyler, when we were coworkers, I remember people getting real excited about the Order 1886. And then it came out, and it was like 2.5 hours for a $60 game.
Huh. You feel better already. Just
I literally remember, Tyler. I don't know if you remember this or not, but I remember like watching you cancel your pre-order. Oh no, I think. Did
Was
it?
that him that just left?
Yeah, I wonder if it was the internet issue, maybe. Well, we'll keep playing, and maybe he'll be able to pop back in.
Yeah, jump in.
this doesn't feel good.
But I don't know. I'm worried about the Suicide Squad game. And also, I can't help but think like Arkham Knight was kind of the least well received of the Batman games. That was the last thing Rocksteady did. That was 2014. They haven't put a game out in
That was
7
a while
years.
ago, I forgot.
Like, is Rocksteady going to be? Are they able to put out a quality game anymore? Like, has there been staff rotations, or is there enough? Is there enough of I don't know. Like, is enough of the original team that was behind it then still there to make it work? And I don't know. It's also Suicide Squad's very different from Batman, because just because they made Batman good, it doesn't necessarily mean they could,
Right.
I don't know. I'm not saying like it will suck. It could be good.
Right.
It could be good. I don't know. It maybe. We'll see. But I'm worried. I'm
Initial
worried about it.
signs are
Face fucker.
certain. I gotta get rid of this revolver. Got a revolver because it's a fun gun, but it's so useless against hordes.
Tyler just messaged me that he's just not feeling super well. And I think he had to just cut stuff down. I'm gonna
Totally.
watch my back if zombies come for me. I'm just gonna text him back.
Sounds good. There is a special attacking you, but I got you.
I appreciate that. Ooh.
That's so foggy.
Hold your horses.
I should have done a different deck.
Magazine. Need to reload. Something's wrong. AR over here.
Good AK over here.
Sorry, I'm just...
No worries.
Getting spread too thin here.
Yeah. Just telling him I hope he feels better. And,
AR
yeah.
here.
Focus on resting, that's more important.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Our comrade is getting restless.
oh. What else? What else came out at the announcements at the Game Awards?
That Star Wars game that I still don't really know much about.
Oh yeah, so I did read a little bit more about that. And it is being made by it's Quantic Dream, so like the people that did Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls,
That's right, yeah.
Detroit Become Human, and it's actually not set in the prequel era. It's set in the High Republic, so a couple hundred years before the prequels.
Back?
Yeah, so like 200-300 years back. So like Yoda's in it. Like you're still gonna get Yoda. Right, like the Jedi Council on Coruscant.
Yoda.
Yeah, like a younger Yoda.
That'd be cool.
But like, no, that's the only character that you already know that should be alive in that time period.
God, they're gonna make fucking Chewie alive, I bet you.
Chewie, you think?
See anyone else's name?
I mean, maybe.
I don't think so. But
I hope not.
I wouldn't. If it was bad, it would. Like that's one of the things that
Right.
would tell me it was bad.
Yeah, no,
Trying to shove
that's
people in.
that's true. Well, I mean, we'll
But
see what
I
happens.
wouldn't put it past a Star Wars property to shove a character in that doesn't need to be there.
And that's kind of what Star Wars has just kind of turned into in general.
Right.
At least in the films department, I feel like.
But
I mean,
it will
it's
be cool to
interesting
see
at
this
least.
era.
Let's see.
I'm always
Thanks,
down
Mom.
for new.
You feel better already just saying that.
The fact that it's in a different time period is probably the
time
most
periods.
interesting thing
Yeah,
about
exactly.
it.
I mean, I think that's part of why Rebels was one of the best, maybe since the originals.
No, yeah, so have you watched like the entire Rebels series at this point?
I haven't watched the Bad Batch, but yes, I can.
I watched the first several episodes of the Bad Batch as it was coming out. I got very bored of it, like very
really?
quickly. Yeah, I
I watched
didn't.
episode 1 and that's it.
Like I thought it seemed like an interesting idea at first, but I don't know. It just like because I also thought the Clone Wars cartoon
It's
like
more Clone Wars, which is not as good as Rebels.
like I think Clone Wars has its episodes that are really good, but it goes back and forth, right? Like some of them are good, and then it'll like do like a series of episodes that I'm like, but then it'll have like a really good
Every
series
R2
of like
ever like droid arc or
they had Jar Jar Binks episode arcs in that show.
The Jar Jar ones are
The fact that you even
ridiculous.
brought him back to do anything with, like, come on, like, come on, just let Jar Jar die. Well, I'm only interested in seeing Jar Jar again if it's him getting his fucking brains blown out.
No, like Jar Jar, like someone would. He's on the council. It's easy to write into the story that someone poisons him.
Yeah,
And like, come on, who wouldn't? No,
Yeah.
that's not entirely true.
I'd
not who wouldn't. Because
Nah,
like, you know,
well, who in
Yoda
real life
wouldn't, or
wouldn't?
whatever. But like,
one of my favorite Robot
Character.
Chicken skits is Jar Jar going to Darth Vader after he's become Darth Vader and like just bugging the shit out of him, and then he like puts him in an airlock and jets him into space. But then Jar Jar's Force Ghost shows up while Darth Vader's trying to sleep, and he's just like, "Oh my god, I can't get rid of him."
oh, Hellblade 2.
Hellblade 2, that looks like it could be cool. That looks like the one thing about that though that I
Still
thought
have to
was
play the first one.
yeah, well, like the first one is so intentionally like, is it real? Is it not real? That's part of the point.
Yeah.
And it never outright
It
answers.
is interesting.
Second one seems like it might have answered that question when it kind of wasn't supposed to. Just me. Are we back with the audio here? Do ammo capacity.
Shining hallway.
They also announced a release date for the Cuphead expansion,
Oh yeah.
June
Finally.
30th. I respect it though, because they were like, we're not going to do crunch of any kind.
No, absolutely.
And I respect
I'm all
the shit
about
out of it.
that. I'm all about that. That's super cool.
Star Trek Resurgence is the full title for that Star Trek game too.
There's there that need help, but the area is swarming with Ridden. The library isn't safe anymore. I need to get back to the injured hotel. Meet us there when you've completed your sweep.
See what else?
Halo TV show got a trailer.
That's gonna be on Paramount Plus. Did you see the?
It's apparently in a different timeline than the games, which I guess makes sense. But
Well, I mean, just
still
being an
won't be quite the
adaptation,
same
it's a different
story.
Yeah. I mean, I've never really
Elden
cared
Ring.
for the story of Halo, to be completely honest. Like, I'm not. It's kind of
Yeah,
the Flood
it's
the Flood are just xenomorph
sci-fi.
rip-offs. Like, and here's the thing, though, is that I will every once in a while I'll like hear about a bunch of shit that's in like one of the book tie-ins to Halo, and I'll be like, oh, that sounds like a cool
some cool
story.
sci-fi.
Why isn't that in the fucking game? Like, why is that not what the
Yeah.
game's story is? I don't know. It's like, I really like Halo 2, and then I really kind of never cared about the franchise after that. Like, that was the last time I gave a shit.
Yeah.
Did you see that Lord of the Rings Gollum game?
Yeah, I
Like,
the art style is Uncanny Valley to me.
see,
was
to me it
disappointed
looks
about
kind of
that.
like the 70s cartoon, a little bit.
See, okay, what I thought of is it looked like they tried to do a newer version of that Hobbit game that's based
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
70s cartoon animation.
I could-
and they
I could-
tried to like realism that style.
Yeah,
That's what
I
got
could say-
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, I think it would be better if it was more cartoony.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like there's a little bit. It went a little bit too far in trying to.
Yeah, that I could see that. I do think that, like, from a gameplay
But-
perspective, though, it could be
It's gonna be a
cool.
fun game, I think.
Just
A
to
stealth
like,
game as Gollum
Yeah.
is just a unique
it's just not what you would expect
perspective on
from
the Lord of the Rings world.
Yeah, like you'd expect to play as a warrior with a sword, and
Yeah,
you just wouldn't think that that's like what you
I would
would
expect
do.
to play
I don't
a game where I was playing as Gollum. I would expect it to be like a mobile roguelike.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, 100%.
Like
100%.
like that looks like an NES game almost, like how the Stranger Things tie-in game was.
Oh yeah. That'd be fun. I could totally see that
Pixel
being a ton of
art
fun.
roguelite where you're Gollum.
Yeah, I could see that being pretty cool. I'd be all over that.
Okay, I'm trying to. I keep setting down the board instead of fortifying because I'm not close enough.
Get those windows boarded up.
Oh, nice. Was that the last one?
Buy that. There's a card here if you want to buy it. It's 400.
Wait, where?
But dude, not. Since I keep going down, I bought it.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh god, this gun is so. accurate.
Horse to the funeral. Or at least get somewhere.
I hate these things.
Um,
They're so
see
great,
what
but
else.
they make the nastiest, creepy sounds when you.
Did you see?
squealy.
Yeah. No, they do. They totally do.
it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Did you see the trailer for Have a Nice Death?
Have a nice death. No.
Okay. You definitely need to go look at that one a little later. It is a 2D kind of action platformer. It's a roguelite or roguelike. and you're like it's like a really cute hand-drawn art style. It's mostly black and
I
white.
vaguely remember that.
And you're basically like a Grim Reaper who's like pissed at like how much bullshit he has to deal with at his job, and he is like, all right, fuck this, and like blows his way out of the building, and like is like fighting the
sorta
demons of hell
remember
that want him to do paperwork.
So Hades-ish.
Hades,
Down.
but like also kind of Cuphead, but like also kind of
Yeah.
Grim Fandango. Like it's like described as a
Yeah,
workplace
okay.
comedy, like the genre of like the story. Oh shit! I didn't even realize you could get on the roof up here.
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
I'm trying to check all the cars for money.
Yeah, I that looks like really cool. Did you see? Well, and this was not an announcement trailer. It's actually they showed it off at E3 earlier this year. One of the few things at E3 this year that looked good, or shit, just one of the few things they showed at all.
Right.
But Somerville. Did you see the trailer for that they put out?
No. Who's
So
that?
it's from the developers of Limbo and Inside.
Okay.
It looks more sci-fi though this time around, and you have like your whole. It's like a kind of an alien invasion, maybe kind of apocalypse.
Sci-fi.
But you not only are you
Yeah.
doing you're a character that's kind of running away, and you're trying to, you're trying to get away from whatever's going on, but you also have like a whole family with you. So it's like you're not just a single character doing these puzzles, but you have like three other characters or two other characters traveling with you the whole time that then have to kind of factor into the puzzle mechanics. That seems like it could be really cool.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, Evil West got a new its first gameplay trailer. Do you know about that one?
No, I didn't see that.
So, Evil West is a reboot of a 90s FPS called Blood. And Blood was like another one of the like Doom, Wolfenstein, Shadow Warrior, like that kind of like Duke Nukem back in the day, that kind of old school 90s FPS game. Oh my god, I'm just right in the middle of I'm sorry. Don't hurt me.
Are you upstairs? Oh yeah.
I'm like outside in the parking lot still.
Oh. I'll make my way.
Get out of here.
Here we go.
I owe you one.
Awesome.
Okay, maybe my fire wasn't the best placed.
It
Behind
worked.
you.
It worked. So yeah, Evil West. It's like you're a like very over the top cowboy with a bunch of like steampunk like weapons, and you fight demons. That's it. it's no. What is interesting about it is that the original was a FPS, and this Evil West kind of reboot of Blood is actually a third-person action game, closer to something like a God of War or a Devil May Cry. So that's it. That's interesting because that's very much changing it up. That's very much changing up what that game was. Oh my god, there's so many in this hallway. Let's see what else. I think that might be all the big ones. That I was, at least for me personally.
There was that. Yeah, absolutely. There was that like Zelda-like is what I've been reading it described as. Tunic about a little fox. It's got
Oh,
a
I
nice
do
art
remember that. Yeah,
style.
yeah. That looked like it could
I
be
just
cool.
pulled up the Polygon article to remind myself of what else was
Where? Oh, there are
on
the
there.
stairs.
PUBG Battlegrounds. I don't
Right.
know anything about Nightingale either.
Oh, I thought Nightingale looked pretty bad, to be honest. It was just yet another
I didn't
game
watch
that
the
looked like
trailer.
some Avengers grindy multiplayer looter bullshit. Like,
Okay.
and again, not that like they're not that the art isn't, that they're not putting effort into it.
Right.
I just don't like those kinds of games. Destiny
No,
2.
yeah.
Destiny 2. I don't like that style of game. I just really don't.
Yeah, Destiny was fun for a while, but fairly quickly lost
I just
its
like things
appeal to
ending.
me.
I don't like it when things
Yeah.
don't end. I just don't. I like you need to have a stopping point. Like you need to have a point where your shit does not continue. Like I need it to
Right.
end. that
Otherwise,
goes
it's like an indefinite time commitment.
yeah, yeah. And I don't like or want that.
Right. No, I totally understand that. A
Oh,
new
I did.
multiplayer game is like a big money commitment because it's like it better be worth it. I better play it enough.
Right.
Which means you're to some extent depending on other people also playing it enough.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Like this.
Which
This
is,
is
I mean, one of the things I liked about this one is that it was on Game Pass for me.
right. So
I
you didn't
will
even have to
probably
spend
end up
money on it.
buying the
Oh, the season pass.
like the DLC, and if I ever don't do Game Pass, I'll have to buy the game if there's not a sequel
Sure.
to it by then.
And I bet by then it'll be discounted too.
Already just saying that.
Like
Right.
it'll be cheap at that
Yeah.
point. You won't even be spending that much money on it probably.
For sure.
I did see Spider-Man.
Oh, I need to see it. I still haven't seen Expendables. I'm not sure they necessarily have to go.
Did you say the Expendables?
What I did, what I meant was the Eternals.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, I mean, I think I'm pretty sure what I know what you mean, but I just wanted to clarify. Audio is about to cut out, I think.
Good call.
Whoa. All right, I think audio should be kicking back in the next couple seconds, maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Give me more health. Give me more health.
Oh, it's the jukebox one.
Oh, I love the Santa hat on this other player that just joined us. That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, I need to I need to look at how to get the holiday outfit stuff.
So tomorrow during me, Tim, and Michael will all be here for a Sekiro stream tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
And on that, we will be doing a spoiler-free review for No Way Home. Like we are going
Cool.
to total spoiler-free. We're not going to talk about any specific details. And then
Right.
maybe in like January, like maybe a week or two into January, I think then we'll sit down and we will do a review where we will talk spoilers and get fully into that, and
sure.
it'll be marked and labeled that that's what it is. But I do want to get into a non-spoiler version. Because Tim saw it, and I haven't spoken to him about the movie because I am saving all of those thoughts for the stream. Like I've refused to even say whether I
I'll
liked it or
probably
not.
be at work during that.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow's. At the
It'll be
Dark
earlier in the
Souls
day.
time.
Hey, no worries. No, we're not even talking about it at all right now.
Yeah.
Physics man. I'm just talking about tomorrow on my because I am streaming this gameplay. Just to let you know, even since you're playing with us, this is being live streamed. Just so you're aware. But tomorrow on my Twitch channel, we will be doing a Spider-Man review, a spoiler-free, no spoilers, Spider-Man review. I want to be very specific. That like we are not going to talk spoilers in that review. I want to be very clear about that.
I always feel like I need to shoot out of this safe room.
Oh, because of the lock on the door.
And then, well, because usually like there's some zombies out there, but then if you do it now, you're in a hospital, and suddenly I'm the asshole.
Right. Well, see, you know what else I watched yesterday? Me and Michael, we went and saw No Way Home, and then we came home. We watched a couple of the new episodes of It's Always Sunny, and then we watched. Then we sat and we watched another movie. We watched *Malignant*.
How was it?
It's my favorite movie of 2021.
Someone else saw it and said, "Don't bother."
The review. A lot of reviews are not super favorable, and I understand why. I do like just without getting into too much detail. There is the opening scene has absolutely terrible acting. It does. It's bad acting. It's really bad acting. But here's the thing. They're doing it on purpose. It's doing I would honestly put the movie in
sort of
the same
over the top.
Yes. It is. It's kind of in the same vein as Cabin in the Woods or Scream, where it's playing on cliches and tropes by using them, but then kind of subverting. Like Michael was talking about, literally getting whiplash because the tone of the movie kept changing so goddamn significantly, right? There'll be one scene, right? The opening scene feels like a shitty 1950s creature feature, and then it'll cut and it'll feel like Insidious or The Conjuring for 10 minutes, and then it'll be a domestic abuse drama for the next 10 minutes, and then it's what the fuck is this, right? It just it's almost switching genre during the movie.
Well,
but
isn't it supposed to be modern or a love letter to an Italian horror subgenre?
I feel like it's more.
Films?
Oh, and here's where I have to turn off of the in-game audio.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there is because I actually watched the special features for it too. Oh, they changed the jukebox to the audio slider. Oh, that's awesome. So I don't have to do that. So I don't necessarily have to mute everything. Is it just? So let me ask. Is it just according to the patch notes? Okay. So I can still have some volume up and just not. So it's just the music. So the music volume has its own slider. That's good. That's very nice.
Yeah,
it should have been there from day one, but yeah, no, for sure. Just want to avoid those copyright strikes, But yeah, the movie it does some shit that with it it does these cliches and it does these stereotypes and it does these weird things that's this is I've seen this in bad movies. But then it'll use it and then it'll play against your expectations using those cliches to trick you into thinking that it's a different kind of movie than it actually is.
Yeah.
And it's only really in I'd say the third act that it's okay, that's what this is. And all I don't want to give it away because I think you should watch it with a group of friends where you're all laughing and having fun and just being silly and like not necessarily like it's not a movie to take.
Instead of trying to take it seriously as a horror movie.
Yeah. It's because it's not for that.
Yeah,
it's
that
kind of
makes
a comedy. Like, you know what? Here, the best way for me to the best way to describe the movie, it's if John Wick was a comedy. It's a horror movie that's like if John Wick was a comedy. That's the best way I can describe it without like spoiling it. It's a horror movie it's a comedy John Wick. But I really like it's just a weird ass fucking movie that you would just not, yeah. Because it's directed by James Wan, and it's him like for like part of it. It's almost like is he just doing The Conjuring again? Like is he just being like that lazy? But then it's like nope, that's not what it is. Here. Other thing, there is almost no CG in the movie, too. It is really practical, really, really good practical effects. And I don't know. I think I honestly could see The Malignant almost being a movie like The Thing. Because did you know John Carpenter's The Thing was kind of shit all over when it first released? Like people did not like that movie. Because they didn't get it. They didn't get what it was saying, right? But like that movie had like a genuine commentary to it, and people did not understand it at the time, especially like critics. But 15 years later, it was it's like kind of re-looked at as one of the greatest horror films of all time, like a genuine masterpiece. And like I'm not saying *Malignant's* a masterpiece, but like. I really do think that it has the potential to have that kind of reevaluation at some point down the line.
I love. You can't hear it.
Oh, the music? Yeah, can't hear it at all.
It's the one that's also in Tony Hawk, which is the other game that it's a bummer we can't stream with audio.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we could stream Tony Hawk, but again, without the music, it's
such
like
a part of the experience.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe what we could do at some point, we'll see. But maybe what we could do at some point is once the channel's a little bigger, and like we have more people in our Discord server, in particular, maybe we could do. Like, we don't do, like, a full, like, Twitch live stream, but we do, like, a Discord live stream. Because you can do it on Discord. And it's not going to be saved. Like, the video won't be saved anywhere. But we can still do, like, hey, you want to be here for, like, an exclusive Tony Hawk, like, stream that you won't be able to watch again later? I don't know. Could be an interesting thing.
Trapped in my own firebomb.
Trapped in a hell of your own making, huh?
Exactly.
Oh shit. Oh god. I'm on fire. Ah! Tom Cruise, use your witchcraft to get the fire off me.
I keep going down. That's my last. Oh no, it's not. I got one more after that.
Oh, I'm down. This is like the last area, too. Awesome, thank you. Escaping the Humvee. Okay, we are...
I shouldn't have gotten in yet.
No, you're fine. I think we're all here. Sweet! Awesome. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I really dug Malignant, and I'm weird. Sometimes my opinion goes against the mainstream majority, and that's okay too. I don't, you don't necessarily have to agree with what a
Yeah.
consensus is necessarily all the time.
It's,
Oh, I just saw that. You just text me the
I just sent you
was an
the
homage to a
link we
giallo
have.
film genre I definitely didn't just learn about today. That's
Right?
funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Um, definitely. Yeah, I say don't even watch it on your own. Come hang out with me
Yeah.
and watch it
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
because I don't know. There's a certain I don't know. Sometimes there's a certain energy with like a movie that is up and the audio and the audio. There we go. Oh, all right. Corruption cards. Complete the level without the clearance. Oh, and I'll do that one. Let's see. Health. Awesome. See, do we know how many more areas we have in this particular act of the game? I'm trying to
I'm
remember.
not sure.
'Cause I think once we finish the act, we'll probably. I think I'll call the stream for tonight. After that, so whenever we finish this like level, I guess. Um, 6 levels, I think. Do you know which one this is, or like how far into it we are? Because I could have sworn the jukebox was like the last one, or like second to last one, maybe. Thought it was near the end at least. About halfway. This is where we have to gather supply crates, then defend the diner. Oh damn, we're only halfway. We'll play this level and I'll see how I feel at the end of it. Because I'm starting
Sounds
to get a
good.
little tired,
Yeah.
but
No worries.
that's just me.
I should get to bed soon too.
Well, you open at your job tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah, I mean it's only 8:30 and we're not busy till 10, but
We've lost contact.
Fair
and even
enough.
then
You
we're
still
only
want
busy
your
for
sleep
like an
though.
hour.
The old diner.
But yeah, I don't do well
I
on
need
no
you to
sleep.
find their cargo and get it.
Right.
That spray.
I need that place up and running.
You still got all the meds locked up there?
The generator's out, but the refrigeration unit and the meds are still secure. We need to act quickly, or a lot of those
Grant
people
no
who just
quota.
rescued won't make it.
Now go find those supplies and get that place fixed up.
Yeah. Oh, I had a train of thought that was going somewhere, and I don't know where now. I
That
don't
is
I
my
don't quite
life.
know.
Soon until we can get those people back on their feet, Doctor.
Fortunately, the majority were just minor injuries. The truth is, a good percentage of them aren't going to be fit for duty for a while.
We can't afford death, especially right now. This could just be the start. We've never seen the
You ready?
No matter how dire the situation,
Yeah.
it doesn't affect my diagnosis.
Basically.
Maybe some of them will be able to do short guard shifts in a week or so. Maybe. But
No one
any
needs to
excursions
listen
left.
to that character that's apparently named Josh.
leaves me with a couple of operational cleaner squads.
I'm afraid you'll have to work with what you got right now.
How's Miller?
Sorry, didn't make it.
Do you have any?
Yes, thanks to your cleaner.
I so don't care what they're talking about in the
Right?
safe house. I'm just like I don't.
I mean, I think that's like almost part of the game, right? Like, I
Right.
think that they know that that dude is not,
The
or that
compelling-
story isn't the compelling part of this game.
I almost wish they would have just not put as much dialogue in, just because it almost feels like a waste to have it there when it's like,
I think
why?
that
I don't know.
there are probably people that enjoy having it in, especially because it's the establishing game.
Sure.
The next one might not have so much. It'll just be like, I mean, like Left 4 Dead 2 was just like new group of characters, but we're gonna just survive and get across.
Just do the same thing, basically.
Yeah. And so there wasn't like the constant talking about what the Ridden are or the worms and such. It's just
And we got a horde coming.
letting the universe exist for itself.
Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. Why not Zoidberg? Ah! Whoop. Well, any, any new stuff you've been watching recently or playing recently?
Wheel of Time has been good.
Yeah. I've heard.
I went back and forth a lot because they, out of necessity. I mean, if you did every scene, one for one.
Right. I mean, Lord of the Rings
Wheel of
doesn't
Time,
even do
or
that.
of the whole Wheel of Time series, you would be doing
Like
13,
30 seasons.
22 episodes. Like, there's just filler that doesn't necessarily have to be in a TV show.
Sure.
And I think it just has to be cut down to be a TV show.
Sure.
There are things that are done differently and things that I really like that I do miss.
Right.
But I don't think they're anything that ruins it.
And that's how I feel about like the Lord of the Rings movies. Like they don't have every
Right.
little thing, but they get everything that like really matters.
The scene where Aragorn tosses himself on the ground and listens for so long that Gimli thinks he fell asleep.
Right. Well, did you know that
one, and I always think
Frodo
about-
raps? Frodo raps in the book. He raps at one point.
I don't remember.
It's when they're in the forest with Tom Bombadil, which is also all of that is just not in the movie.
Tom Bombadil, that is a loss. To not
I mean, like I don't like. I'm not saying I
But
dislike. Ooh, med cabinet. Yeah, that's in here.
what they did.
Hey, there we go. Sweet, thank you for pointing that out. But like Tom Bombadil, like I enjoy that part of the book, but in terms of the structure of
In a
film,
movie, yeah,
it would take away from the plot about the ring. Like it would be too much of a detour.
It's. I mean, I feel like that's something that adventure novels can do a lot more freely than a book. Is a side quest.
Yeah, it's basically a side quest. Yeah. There was even a movie game adaptation of the first of all three movies, but of the first film that actually did have some of the Tom Bombadil stuff in it in that game adaptation.
Where is? I had the supply chest or the supply. Here it is.
I know.
I have to deliver this box to the safe room.
Well, also no name. You haven't been actually on the stream in just in a hot moment too.
It's been a while.
It's been a little bit. We still got to finish Gree.
I know. Has it been since I went to Florida? No.
Longer, I think. Here, I could even pull it up. I could actually pull up Let me look at the playlist here. Let me pull it up here. The last September 15th.
Dang. I've been
That
in
was the
chat
last
a
time.
few times, obviously. Since
Right. Well, and we've streamed Back for Blood since then. So like you've been on the stream since then. You just
that
haven't
was just
streamed
Greek.
Gree specifically.
Yeah. That's been quite
I think the only one that it really needs
less than
any
an hour
medicine or the medical cabinet is the bot right now.
Well, I mean, it would get you.
Oh, never mind. I am getting hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, never mind. I am totally
needed
going
it
towards
for
the.
sure.
All right, I am going towards the cabinet now. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. Whoop. Started playing in the background. God damn it. All right. Ooh. Shit. All right. All right. Well, I do think I think this might be a good time to end the stream for tonight. Because I am starting to get just a little tired.
For sure.
But hey, I mean, Tyler's not here, but hey, thank you to Tyler, even though you're not here, for playing. Hope you feel better. No Name, thank you, as always, being an awesome co-host.
Thank you.
And thank you to the couple of people that I don't know that played with us tonight. I hope y'all have a good night, too. And also, thank you to Mr. D'Oceanus and Mrs. D'Oceanus, Dr. Oceanus, I hope I'm saying that right, for the follows and the subscriptions. Incredibly kind of both of you. And we will have that drink. We will have that drink. We will. It's going to happen. But we're going to find someone to raid here. And yeah, so yeah, we're gonna raid Mr. Revan7. If anybody is not following Mr. Revan7, highly recommend you do so, because he is an awesome streamer and deserves all of the support that he can get. I'll get that going, but yeah, have an awesome night, everybody. And we will see you tomorrow for Sekiro, for Hades, and for more Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.